So we are doing the well-ordered language, and we're going to start on page 43, chapter 3, reflexive pronouns. So reflexive, the word reflexive is from the Latin reflexivus, which means turn back or reflected, okay? Though some grammarians consider oneself a third person singular reflexive pronoun, himself, herself, itself, and oneself, we have found it helpful to teach reflexive pronouns in relationship with personal pronouns, my, your, his, her, its, our, your, their. We will introduce oneself when we discuss the indefinite pronouns in the next, in a different book. So, as a reminder, when we're talking about our pronouns, can we see this one here? If you have your chart, it's chart F. And we have first person, second person, third person, singular. And then we have first, second, third person, plural. So what we're going to be talking about is the reflexive pronouns. In first person, you're talking myself. Second person, singular, yourself. Third person, singular, himself, herself, or itself. First person, plural, ourselves. Second person, plural, yourselves. Third person, plural is themselves. So this is what we're referring to. And remember, we've already talked about possessive pronouns. Mine, yours, his, hers. They're acting as adjectives. Ours, yours, and theirs. And then we also talked about relative pronouns. Who, whom, whose, whomever, that, which, what, whatever. We've also covered well, I think that's about it. We'll get into some of those other pronouns. But so if you have any questions, you can look at your pronoun chart. Okay? So if you have not already, I had assigned before this video to read pages 43 through 46. That's just the introduction to this chapter. So if you had not already done the preparation for this chapter, start on page 43, pause the video, read pages 43 to 46, and when you are done, unpause the video and watch the rest of this video. So I am looking for my eraser. Oh. What a waste of time. Rosine, I needed an eraser.
Eraser?
I don't know what happened to my cloth. It was here. All right, so our sentence, if you turn to page 46, this is our sentence that we're going to analyze and diagram. And it is, as the leaves unhooked themselves, the dust did scoop itself like hands. Oddly enough, kind of a weird sentence.
Emily Dickinson poem.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Okay. So you already know how to analyze and diagram sentences that contain direct objects, indirect objects. We haven't worked too much on indirect objects. Objects of the preposition and predicate nominatives. So analyzing sentences with reflexive pronouns functioning as any of those elements would be done the same way. So first we read the sentence aloud, which we already did. The order of analysis, again, is, and I'm just going to say that again, I just want it drilled into your head. The order of analysis is phrases,
Clauses.
Principal elements, and modifiers.
Right to left.
Yep, right to left. So are there any prepositional phrases?
I don't see any.
Well, this is kind of a...
As the leaves? No, that would be a clause.
As, like.
Like
Oops.
hands.
Like hands. And if you can't remember your prepositions, remember it is chart J. So if you can't remember and you're like, huh, is there one? So we have in, inside, into, like, near. Now, I would not have caught this one. The only reason why I knew it was a prepositional phrase because it's in my book. I don't usually think of the word like as a preposition. So this is our preposition. And here's the object of the preposition, okay? Are there any subordinate clauses?
As the leaves unhook themselves.
Now, how do we know that's a subordinate clause?
Because it can't stand alone.
It can't stand alone, but there's also something that when you read it, you should go, oh, ding, 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 ding. I noticed this is a www.asia.wub. Remember on chart H are subordinating conjunctions when, while, where, as, since, if, although, whereas, unless, because. Those are the most common ones. These are the rest of the subordinating conjunctions that can be used, okay? So yes, as the leaves unhooked themselves is a subordinate clause. So in our subordinate, first our conjunction, remember it being a conjunction, we're going to go like this. And then we're going to put that into some brackets. As the leaves unhooked themselves. This cannot stand alone by itself. As the leaves unhook themselves. Okay? It's not a complete thought. This clause is about leaves. So we're going to put a small s under leaves as that's our subject. What did the leaves do?
Unhooked.
Unhooked. This is the predicate verb, okay? The predicate verb, because it's in the predicate. The leaves unhooked who or what?
Themselves.
Themselves. This is a direct object, okay? Now we're gonna look at we did the principal elements for our clause. Now the modifiers. The is an adjective. It is a limiting adjective. A definite or indefinite article. Which one is it?
Definite.
It's an article. Yep. All right. So as is the subordinated conjunction that joins the clause to the word, it modifies. And that's why we put it in the brackets or wings. All right, so we have determined that this is our main clause or dependent clause.
Dependent,
it's our dependent clause or subordinate clause. A subordinate clause. So this is our main clause here. And this is our main clause or the principal clause, okay? So as the leaves unhooked themselves, the dust did scoop itself like hands. This is a sentence, and it is what kind of sentence?
Declarative.
It is declarative because it's making a statement. This sentence is about
dust.
Dust. So we are going to put an S over our subject, underline it once. This tells us that
the
dust
did
scoop. So here's our predicate verb.
Scoop is a funny word.
And did, is that a helping verb or linking verb?
It helps.
It is a helping verb. It helps. So I'm going to put HV above it. The dust did scoop who or what?
Itself.
Itself. So this is a direct object. Okay. Itself is an objective element because it completes the meaning of the action verb. It is a direct object because it tells us what the dust did scoop. So since itself tells us what dust did scoop, we circle it and we label it direct object. Like hands tells us how dust did scoop. So like hands is an adverbial element because it modifies a verb. So this is adverbial prepositional phrase, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Adverb prep. ADVPREP.
Adverbial prepositional phrase. The is an adjective. Which dust?
The dust.
The dust. As the leaves unhooked themselves, this whole subordinate clause, it is telling us when the dust did scoop itself. So as the leaves unhooked themselves is an adverbial element because it modifies a verb. It is an adverbial clause. So remember, you're going to link it to the verb or the subject?
The verb.
The verb. So as, we're going to draw a line from our, all the way over to our verb here. And we said this is an adverbial clause. So before I diagram, I like to find the structure, the pattern of our sentence. So on chart A, here's our different patterns. We have SVI, SVTDO, SVLPN, SVLPA, SVTIODO, SVT, and we haven't gotten to these yet. But looking at our subordinate clause, what is our pattern here?
SVTDO.
It is a S.
They both are.
It is a SVTDO.
SVTDO. SVTDO.
That is the pattern of both of these parts of the sentence.
Did I do it right?
If you did it like this, then it is right. So we're going to go ahead and diagram it. So I have my line. I'm going to separate my subject from my predicate. And I have an SVTDO pattern. I have a subordinated conjunction, and those always link the verbs at a slanted line. And I'm just going to write as there. Remember, capitalize it because it is the beginning. And it's going to link our verbs. So I'm going to set my second part up like that. So I have the, remember this is our main clause, so we're going to do this one. The dust did scoop who or what?
Itself.
Itself.
Like hands.
And this is adverbial prepositional phrase, so this is on our verb. Like hands. And then here is our subordinate clause. As the leaves, what did the leaves do? Unhooked. Unhooked who or what? Themselves. Themselves. All right. The leaves unhooked themselves as the leaves unhooked themselves, the dust did scoop itself like hands. There we go. I'm going to stop this where it's at. Actually, no, I'm going to do one more. It's only 15 minutes video, 15 minutes long. I'll do one more sentence, okay? So you're going to need a marker board or a piece of paper to write this sentence down on. It's not in your book, or maybe it is in your book. For the game, I felt strange in the house by myself after I left for the game. This one is in your book on page 50, okay? It's the lesson to learn. Page 50, it's that first sentence. So turn to that page, and I'll write our next sentence down. I felt strange
in the house.
Now, when you're writing this sentence down or reading it, you should have some alarms going off. I had this go ding, 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 preposition. I felt strange in the house by, oh, another preposition, by myself.
It's Kevin Hart. He's home alone.
After, ding, 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 ding. That one is a subordinating conjunction. It's not one of the main ones, but here it is. After, as if, as long as soon as. So I know that this is going to introduce a subordinate clause. Okay? After they left for the game. After
they left.
They
ding, ding, ding for the game.
Left. Oh, ding, 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 ding for the game. All right. Had a lot of alarms going off.
Ding, 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 ding.
The order of analysis.
Phrases, clauses.
Phrases, clauses, principal elements, modifiers. Are there any prepositional phrases?
Actually, it's phrases, clauses, conjunctions, principal.
Yeah, you have to look for the conjunctions after you find the phrase. Yeah.
Anywho.
So in the house is a prepositional phrase. I remember that. So go ahead, mark that all up. You should be able to do that in your sleep. Preposition, object of the preposition, adjective.
In the house.
By myself is another one.
Don't wanna be all by myself.
And the last one, for the game. Preposition, for, game, object of the preposition. The is our adjective. Are there any subordinate clauses? Yes, remember we had that ding, 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 ding go off in our head? After they left for the game. This is our subordinate clause, and this means this is our principal clause or our main clause, okay?
P-O-P.
And what is our subordinate conjunction?
After.
After. There we go. So this is a complex sentence, okay?
Very complex.
It is a simple sentence with a clause, which makes it complex. So if we just wanted to say, I felt strange in the house by myself. There's our simple sentence.
Or just, I felt strange.
But it makes it complex because after they left for the house.
For the game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can say, I felt strange. Well, where did you feel strange? In the house. By myself, okay?
When did you feel
All right.
strange?
So, after they left for the game, we have our subjects. They. What did they do? They left. This is our predicate verb. After they.
And there's a prepositional
left.
phrase inside the clause.
Yes. So this is a prepositional phrase. Is it adverbial or adjectival?
It's adjectival. Why did they leave? No, adverbial. Why did they leave? For the game.
Well, yeah.
P-O-P, article.
Okay. I felt strange in the house by myself after they left for the game. This sentence is declarative because it's making a statement. This sentence is about I. And I what?
Felt strange.
Felt strange. Huh. Felt strange is the whole predicate part. But what?
Strange is an adjective. It's modifying the verb. It's an adverb. Adjective.
I felt
strange. Predicate adjective.
Predicate adjective.
I was right about it being an adjective, though.
Now, this is a linking verb. You might be going, Miss Tiffany, I don't remember that being a linking verb. Am, are, is, was, were, be, being, been. Now, I remember those as being linking verbs.
There's like 300 of them.
But we have not really covered these, and I think they were in the book we skipped. But if you look on your verb chart, chart C, can you see this, Rogine?
Yeah.
Okay, in the camera. No, this one.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, linking verbs. Linking verb makes an assertion by joining two words. Test. The verb can be replaced with equals. So I equals strange. Yeah, because it refers back to the subject. Well, yeah. So look here.
That would be anonymous.
We have am, are, is, was, were, be, being, been, but our other linking verbs are feel, become, remain, taste, seem, appear, look, sound, stay, smell, grow. So feel, that is a linking verb. That's why felt is a linking verb. It is, so strange, is it renaming or describing the subject? Describing, so it's a predicate adjective, okay? This sentence tells us that I felt strange. So felt strange is the predicate because it is what the sentence tells us about. It tells us about I. It is a predicate adjective because it describes a quality of the subject. Okay? Felt is a linking verb because it joins the subject to the predicate. So now, after they left the game tells us when I felt strange, okay? So from your subordinate conjunction up to our verb, this is adverbial clause. Because it is telling when, right? It's answering the question. When? When did you feel strange? After they left for the game, okay? By myself answers what question?
When?
How I felt strange. So by myself is adverbial element because it modifies a verb. It is adverbial prepositional phrase, okay? Adverbial prep. Now we have in the house, and that's answering which question? I felt strange in the house. It's answering where. It's saying, where did you feel strange? I felt strange in the house. It is also an adverbial element because it modifies a verb, and it is a prepositional phrase. Okay, so you will also have this one going over there, adverbial prep, okay? Got it? Now we're going to diagram it. And what is our sentence? That's good. What is our sentence patterns here?
SVLPA.
SVLPA. And for our subordinate clause?
SVI.
SVI. There is no direct object. So it's an intransitive verb, okay? So I'm going to set this up. We have a subject, linking verb, and a predicate adjective. So we need to have a slanting line because it is referring back to our subject, okay? Now remember, our clauses, our subordinate clauses, link the verbs, okay? So I'm just gonna set that up right now like that. I have my subject and then my intransitive verb.
And lots of space for the prepositional phrase.
I guess so, yep. So I have here, I felt strange. I felt strange.
How about Rosine felt strange in the house by herself after Mom
And I'm gonna move.
to bring Tara.
I'm gonna move this over here so I have more room. And I think technically you're supposed to be able to fit this here. In the house by myself after they left for the game. All right, good. So your homework is to, I'm going to erase this because you can always go back and pause your video to look, okay? Your homework is due for Monday, that's today.
Monday.
Page 50
Page
and 51.
51.
On Tuesday, do pages 52 and 53. This is B, this is A, and then C on Wednesday is page 54 and 55. And we'll be sending a video and doing those together. Bye-bye.